Hello and a warm welcome to this channel that will be a rather lengthy review of the book Thought as a System by David Bohm. Let's just say I don't expect 1 million viewers anytime soon, but I'm happy that you have found interest in this thing that I like very much. First of all, when we make a summary or a review of a book of this nature, which has so many ideas, the book is literally filled with avenues to explore, and it is my opinion that sometimes or often truth can be in the details. So when we find the details that interest us or unresolved details in our mind, that is in a way how we trace our way back to the whole, to the truth. So as an example, if we throw a rock in the water, there will be ripples on the surface. So the central idea or the central theme will be the rock, where did it hit the water, but it will branch out to further ideas, to further details, and there will be an insight in looking into the details. But I will, however, start with a summary. This is one way to make a summary of the book. I can think of a few other ways as well, but this is my attempt at putting the main ideas forward. So what I think is happening here in the book is that first David Bohm, he undertakes a big task of redefining thinking. What is thought? We need to understand what thought is. He suggests that the central dilemma of the world, of humanity's dilemma, and the dilemma of our time, is that thought is struggling against its own creations. And therefore the need to understand what thought is doing. So the first question has to do with redefining thought as a system that it is, meaning that to make it easy to think about things, thought categorizes and divides things up. So our common sense description of thinking is that we have thoughts, we have memory, we have a body, we have the world, we have a universe perhaps, and in the body we have all sorts of things. We have a chemistry, biology, DNA, and we also have the different fields of science and research on these themes. We have psychology, we have neuroscience, and so forth. I didn't mention feelings. It's also the conflict between thought and feeling is very well known. And so the first thing that David Bohm does is to show the connection between these. They are not separate. They work together. One part influences another part, and in the end every part has an influence on every other part. That's the first step. The second step has to do with learning. Learning and mapping. We need a better map. We need a better understanding. What is it? What is thinking? How does it operate? How is it working? What is it doing? Why is it doing it? How does that happen? And a very important point here is that normally when a problem appears, we call them problems, is that we try to fix it. We apply our thinking to, why don't we do it this way or that way? So we change something or add something. But, as David Bohm put forth, in the case, if the case is that thought is the cause of our trouble, then applying thought as the solution is not going to fix our problem. It's going to cause other problems. It may very well fix the problem over here, but the problem will appear over here instead. So this is the second point. We need a better map. We need to suspend our inclination to fix problems and then it's over with. And instead we need to have an open learning. We need to learn. What is it? What is actually going on? Why doesn't it work? Why do we have so many effects that we don't want? Why are there so many conflicts? It's escalating all over the world, all the nations, all the religions. This has been talked about. And then learning opens up one of the main suggestions in the book. It's not something, if we just select this idea and just take it out, we are not going to easily have it or understand it. Or that's why I think that it's very important to stick to studying the details first. So the third point is David Bohm discusses proprioception. He suggests that the evolution of our species has put in place in the body something called proprioception. It means we can understand if it scratches somewhere without thinking about it. Yeah, if it itches and I can scratch without thinking about it. Yes, and the body has this function. It's simply self-aware, and it is aware whether I am doing this or if it is a bug somewhere that I need to remove. That is very, very superficial description of proprioception, but that is the function of it. It's an awareness that we don't have to think about. And evolution has put that into the body. If we didn't have it, it would be very, very difficult for the body to move around. But he also suggests that this proprioception is not put into our thinking. So nature has not put it into our thinking, which means that thought can do things, not be aware of it, and at a later stage have a conflict with it, what it has created. It creates something, forgets about it, and then it meets it in another environment. And the consequences seem to be external, independent of our own thinking. And we enter into a vicious circle of fixing our own problems, when instead it seems like we should stop creating the problem. If that is the third step, then as a fourth step, step 1, 2, 3, they are aimed at the individual, the person, the personal. So the second step, the fourth point in this review, we'll discuss a little bit what is the collective situation. Everything hangs together, fits together. Language, for instance. We don't find a person having his own language completely isolated not talking to anybody. Language is definitely something collective, and our thoughts, maybe a majority of our thoughts, are actually from the collective. It's not the case that we sit and figure everything out, our original creative thinking. It's a collective effort. And he suggests also that dialogue, of course, is a worthwhile and important step in understanding our collective way of reacting to each other, mapping and learning again. And if we can do this, then there is a trajectory that might open up for a collective change or better application of our understanding. David Bohm is a scientist, a physicist, and was involved with many major physicists of his time, with Einstein, Bohr, Oppenheimer, and worked closely with some of them and had meetings with and a large part of his life, especially what is put in writing, has to do with theoretical physics. If I remember correctly, he was a professor of theoretical physics at a university. One of the features of this book, and that will be my fifth point, is to talk about not a new terminology, but in this case David Bohm's suggestion for terminology in order to get this topic moving in a precise way. There we will discuss, or I will discuss, words like necessity, contingency, coherence, incoherence, intelligence, truth, insight, and so forth. As far as I'm aware, this is basically the structure of this review, and I hope that you will enjoy it, and thank you very much for now.